It's very simple. And what's cool is when you combine the bar chord with your open position chords, pretty soon any song that you pretty much ever want to learn is now accessible to you. So don't be afraid. We're going to take this slow and easy. Start off with one, maybe introduce two, with some familiar chords that we know already. And before you know it, bar chord will be nothing to you, right? It'll just be a nice thing that you overcame, and now you are on your way. So let's get to it. All right, the B minor chord. Now, when I taught students, this was the first one that I taught them. So I figured I would extend it and share it and let it be the first one I teach you as well. It's cool because it's from the A string down, so we don't have to, hit all the strings at once. But it is called the B minor because we got an open A string right here. Like in the beginning, we learned E, A, D, G, etc. Those different strings. We got the B here and then the E repeating down here as well. But if you took the note A, the next letter in the alphabet is B. Okay, now in guitar, it only goes A through G before it starts repeating over and over again. So this is going to be the secret to our bar chords and knowing what they're called and where they're located. So we'll go over that a little bit more. I'll give you another example on the next chord. So we got, think of this first finger, like I said before, as kind of a capo, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put it across that second fret from the A string all the way to the high E string, which is this one right here. So you're going to bar that with your first finger. Now another thing is people get in the habit of trying to go super flat with their finger, and it really creates an interesting kind of thing with your wrist. Now if you notice, the strings are kind of almost on the side, or the indentions on my finger are almost kind of on the side because I don't play the bar chord straight up and down. I almost have a little bit of a tilt to my finger, so it's a little bit on the side, which makes it easier for these fingers to do what they need to do as well. Now, after that, you're going to see that, or maybe you don't notice, but if you look, you actually have an A minor chord behind that. Now, I said before we have E versions and A versions of chords. So when you're playing from the A string down, it's going to be the A version of the chord, whether it's an A major or an A minor. In this instance, we're doing a minor shape. So we have the second fret all the way barred from the A string down. Now our second finger is going to be on the third fret, the B string. Then we're going to take our ring finger and we're going to go to the D string, fourth fret, and then we're going to put our pinky right below that, same fret. So we're going to start with the A string, right? And then what we're going to do from there is just play the next string down, the D string. And what we're doing is we're checking to make sure that each string is making a sound, just like we did in all of our other chords. Now where it gets tricky is a lot of times people will put a lot of pressure on this first note or this lowest string and kind of forget about the high string. So remember, it's a bar. And a bar is evenly displaced pressure across all of the strings. Now, you are actually fretting the other strings with these fingers right here. So you don't have to kill, you don't have to really grip it super hard. Just remember, same pressure as you're pressing with these guys right here and here, but it just needs to, you need to be mindful of this needs to be distributed across multiple strings, okay? So we got and that is a B minor shape because we're using the A minor shape of the chord behind this finger. Now, why it's called a B minor, again, this note right here, this A string is a B note. So whenever you move your fingers to another fret, like say I went up here, the next note would be C, the next note would be D. So if I were to take that same shape up to the D note, now, even though it's that A minor shape, it's a D minor chord. Right? So that's kind of the mystery of bar chords. Are like, well, I don't know where an A minor, power chord is, or a B minor, or any of this stuff. It's just this finger is what the letter of the chord is. So that's the D note. If it was here, it would be C. And then this is the shape, the A minor shape behind it. So we know it's a minor shape. And now we know, since we're learn these two top strings, really important, the notes, because it'll really make bar chords and playing bar chords really simple as you go along. Later on, you might learn how to solo or do all these other kind of things. And it's all based upon these top two strings, whether it's a scale, you start with the note and you plug in the fingerings of the scale position or whatever. It really will help you to just learn the notes on this string, the low E string, and the A string. And for chords, that's really a great way to immediately know where to go, is because you know your notes up here. So, B minor. Let's use B minor in an actual chord progression. We'll use a B minor chord with some open position chords, and we'll be on our way to doing bar chords.